Welcome to Q&A, Questions Need Answers. I'm your host, James Munch II. Most people know me as Munch. And on this show, we discuss community, culture, and politics. And we try to create a space for honest conversation, community dialogue, and critical thinking about the issues that affect us every day. And today, well, as you know, we've been trying to capture all the candidates and interview all the candidates who's running for different offices and different races. And so today we have none other than Broadway. I know him as Broadway. I can't really say the real name, you know what I'm saying? But I know him as Broadway. If you've ever been to 18th Avenue, or you've been to Liberty City, period, you know who Broadway is. And so today we got none other than Mr. Broadway, okay? And I'm gonna let him tell y'all a little bit more about him and what he got going on.
Well, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here, Munch. It's been a long time coming. I've been seeing you doing this for a long time, you know what I'm saying? It's not our first interview,
Nope.
But this the most important one because this the one that's going to shape our community by allowing the people to know who really is running for these offices and what their goals are for the people.
Yeah.
And if you do know, I've been a people person from day one. I've been doing this since 2005 when I started my nonprofit, Turn a Coin. And we've been doing things, but at the end of the day, doing it, but it's not getting enough impact.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel that we didn't get the impact we need. You know, so I'm just here trying to do the best I can.
So tell the people what race you in. Is it House District 109, Florida House?
I will be running for state representative, District 109, and you can punch 107 if you want to send me to Tallahassee.
All right. And so tell the people a little bit about yourself. How, you know what I'm saying? Because we know, obviously, are you from Miami, right?
Right there in Lincoln Field, 2 families in a 1-bedroom apartment. Decided I didn't like the way things was going. And I say, hey, put enough time at the Miami Herald, put enough time at the Port of Miami, put enough time at the school board, and you add that money up and you can buy your neighborhood. Yeah. That's what I did.
Yeah. So tell us about, because you grew up in a different time in Miami. So could you tell us about, you know, how it was when you was coming up?
Oh man, as a kid going to Liberty City Elementary School, you know what I'm saying? It was like almost 30 stores on one street. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it where people have all the competition that we see nowadays on Facebook and Instagrams and all that. We didn't have that. If you had the best cookies, we stopped by Mr. Mutt for that. You had the Lily Dillies, you stopped by, you know what I'm saying, the Candlelight Lady. Everything you needed, somebody differently had it. Everybody had their own little niche. So it was never a great competition because everybody had something different. You wanted chicken wings and fries, you know, you got to go to the corner store down there. Mr. Mutt, you know what I mean? Everything you needed was in our community. From the shoe store, Mr. Ferguson, the Freddy's supermarket, where, you know what I'm saying, they gave credit back then. Your mama sent you to the store with a piece of paper and she wrote down what she want. And when she got paid on Friday, she stopped there and paid Mr. Freddie. That was a white man. And he was in our neighborhood. And during the 80s, when I graduated in 1980, nobody touched Mr. Freddie's store. Mm-hmm. Now, how come all other stores got burnt down?
Yeah.
But they ain't burnt down here. He white.
And you know what's so crazy? Because I wanted to talk to you about that when you said that he was white man. Because, like, you right, a lot of, like, but he did right by the community. Am I right in that assessment?
Exactly.
Because the people whose stuff got burnt down, or either they did it themselves, from what I was told, or, you know, they wasn't doing right by the community. You know what I'm saying?
80% of it was internally because they looked at how much money they can gain off of it. They took advantage of the people.
Yeah.
What they've always done.
Yeah.
They take advantage of us. Every chance they get, it's like, okay, now I can take advantage of this opportunity. They used to get blamed for everything, and that's what we're gonna continue to do. Yeah. That's what they did.
So moving forward, you said you graduated high school?
Graduated high school 1980.
1980.
The same day.
You was at the West?
No, man.
Where you in?
My mama went to the West, my daddy went to the West, and all my sisters went to the West. My mama wanted the general, so she sent me to Jackson.
No wonder you look like that when I said Northwestern.
You know, my whole family, you know what I'm saying? When they made the Poker Mean Project, it was 2 stories that I got one of my aunties, you know what I'm saying, Aunt Me, she had 14 kids.
Yeah.
So that's why they had the 2 stories. And a lot of people don't understand, that used to be an army base.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They talk, no, it was an army base. And because y'all knew it was 15 feet above sea level, you had to push us out so you can move in, and you pull back the police department. No shame to the police, but you're not in charge.
Yeah.
If it's 50 y'all and then they cut it to 2, what you think crime gonna do?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what happened.
Yeah.
And they didn't got tired every time a hurricane or something happened. They got tired of having to come here and be in Liberty City Elementary Schools or Charles Drew School during the hurricane, because that's where they bust them to, the higher ground, safer grounds.
Yeah.
So they could be all right. And they like, every time something go wrong, why we got to keep going over there? Why we just can't live over there permanently?
Yeah.
And that's how that came about.
So that's how people start coming to the Beans.
Yeah.
And living in the Beans. Oh, it's different. Cause I always, I knew it was a migration from out of Overtown at some point, but this area was kind of like underdeveloped. The Beans was built, but I knew about the story about it being an army base, similar to how Richmond Heights was. Richmond Heights was a little bit different. They was built specifically for black folks down there. But I kind of like heard remnants of that story, but I didn't know like the full truth about it. So I'm glad you was able to share the story, shed light on it.
The truth about it was, man, some of the guys I saw or growed up with, we used to have free lunch over there summertime. We ain't had kids getting in problem because we had baseball, softball, football, all that was right over there in the Pogamine Project. And they gave you the great box for lunch. Mm-hmm. And I'm a cool dude, man. So I went up underneath the place and had my little carpet up underneath there, had my little group. So we didn't eat out there with them because I thought we was a little bit better. So we went underneath the little place, lift the gate up. So we had our own little special.
Yeah, own little space.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
So moving forward, when you talk about graduating high school, whatnot, how did you talk about that progression of that time from, because you started at the Harold first? Where you went first? The Port?
No, I wanted to go on the corner, be a lookout. Yeah. But I couldn't be a lookout because my mom was the head custodian, so she always looked out for everybody in the neighborhood. So when I wanted to walk up on the corner, they told me I can't stand on the corner. They said, nah, man, your old girl said you the only boy, you can't hang around us. Like, y'all gonna listen to a lady? Yeah, man, you ain't never fed me, never you clothed me. Your mama always, every time the new school come, like round about 9, all them lockers with all the rich people stuff, they don't want no more. She have to throw all that stuff to the trash. Instead of throwing it to the trash, she know your shoe size, she know his shoe size, know his shoe size, and gave all that stuff out, gave the jackets out, gave all that stuff out. So it was a return, a ROI on her money. I can't stand on the corner.
Yeah.
Because my old girl already done looked out for everybody, so they told me I can't. So that was the same year. I went to the Miami Herald. 1980, I started at the Miami Herald, 1980.
What you was doing at the Miami Herald?
I started out as a press wiper. From there, loading the truck. From there, the rear room. From there, I moved all the way up to the press room. And it was a challenging job, but it was very needed because I had to learn a lot of different things on how to work with different people. And it was very good because, man, the money was off the chain.
Yeah.
And you can do as much overtime as you want. The one thing I can say, and anybody that worked to the Miami Herald, they'll tell you, they ask your friends, 1 minute late, they send you back home. Ain't no you 5 minutes late. So when kids tell me, oh, it's only 5 minutes, I'm like, you wouldn't have made it in my era.
Yeah.
1 minute, they send you home. Cause Broadway sitting in the locker room, he can't wait to take your place. And that's how I got that overtime all the time.
So, and then from Miami Herald, you went to the Port?
I was always in between both.
In between
jobs.
both of them.
See, Saturday and Sunday, you know what I'm saying, I can slide to the Port, you know what I'm saying, be a porter. See the same type of clothes right here. You got your white on, you got your black pants on, you got the white hat, and you get them tips, you know what I'm saying. The tips help you out big time.
Yeah. I can only imagine because back then the Port was, even to this day, the Port still is where it's at, you know what I'm saying? Especially for guys needing jobs, needing work. And then after that, where you went after that, after the Port?
I never gave up my Port card. 14, 16 gonna always be my union, and I ain't never changed. And I told my wife, that's one thing I'm not gonna get rid of my card. Because if you decide you want to be with somebody else, I'm still going to get me some money because I'm going to stay a union man until it's over with.
Yeah.
If I die, bring me back as a port man. You know what I'm saying?
So you really, is it the money or you really like the work?
I like the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The challenges you go through, you know what I'm saying, with the other guys and learning how guys move heavy stuff by just certain ways of moving. Because I'm trying to keep up with a guy that's tying down tractor trailers.
Yeah.
You know, we up underneath the bottom of the boat now. And you got the dog in your chain and you tearing it down. And I'm at this time, I'm like 40. This man's 60 and I can't keep up with him. Like, something wrong with me.
Yeah.
But then I had to sit back and ask him, man, show me. The old man said, see, this how you do it. You swing this way here and you lift that way there, and that's how you do it. You trying to fight the chain. Don't fight the chain. Make it move with you. Move with your body. And that made my job a whole lot easier. Boy, I'm about ready to quit. I swear. I don't care if you pay somebody $30 an hour.
Yeah,
if your body don't move, $30 an hour don't mean nothing if your hands don't go down no more.
Yeah.
They stuck like this here.
Yeah. So talk about like you acquiring property. I know it was a process. So like you just was working and just was getting buying them one by one, or how it all came about?
Well, that came about, after 7 years at the Miami Herald, 1987, I bought my first duplex, and I lived in the garage, rented out both sides of it. But, you know what I'm saying, some people say it's cheating, but because, I got access to the paper, I get to read before anybody else get to read it. I'm working at the Miami Herald, so I'm reading it. It's my job to make sure everything right. So anytime somebody want to sell something, I saw it before you did. And what I did was call them and say, here, I'm sending you $1. If you want the rest of your money, call me.
And that's how you was able to start.
I just kept on and kept on and kept on and kept on. You know what I'm saying? After I got that duplex, I bought another house, 1550 121st Street. And everybody was saying, man, that don't make no sense. How you own a whole 3-bedroom and you living in the pump house? I said, why is y'all worrying about how I'm living? I'm spending most of my time at the Herald, so it don't make no sense to me to have a whole big house just to say I got a house. I'm renting out each one of these rooms. 100 from you, 100 from you, 100 from you. They paying for the mortgage, and I got someplace free to stay.
Yeah.
And it just kept on going, and then I went to Opelika, and they were like, no, you don't want to buy in the Triangle. You don't want to buy in the Triangle, man. This is a tough spot. It's a bad spot. It can't be no better than where I've already been at, and that's Lincolnville. So if I can make it there, I can make it anywhere. And I bought in the Triangle, 2070 Washington Avenue. You know what I'm saying? You notice I'm giving y'all numbers because I know a lot of people like to go fact check. Numbers don't lie, just people. And I bought that duplex, lived in that. You know what I'm saying? Every place I bought, I basically lived in it. You know what I'm saying? And kept on growing because like the law said, if you get that break, you have to live there for a certain amount of time for them to give you that break. But I always knew my mind, I say, man, what would it be like to own 100 pieces of properties? You know what I'm saying? I watch how everybody give respect to people that own some land. And the problem with it is they don't teach. It's like gatekeepers and everything it come when it come to us. It took us so long to get anything as black people till we scared to tell anything because we feel like we're gonna lose something we ain't even got.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of that. If I know something that's gonna help you, it's my moral obligation to do the right thing by allowing you to know the same thing. And I done that at the Miami Herald. I helped more than 14 people get a house. You know what I'm saying? Once I learned the game, hey, listen, man, you making enough money, so all you have to do is do it like this here. They got this program. I'm gonna help you. Whoa, what you get out of it? I get a favor.
Yeah.
And that means a lot to me.
Yeah. How has it been for you? Talk about your experience like managing those properties and trying to develop them.
Well, manage those properties, you know what I'm saying, is easy because at the end of the day, what I've done was learn how to do everything. Learn how to do plumbing, learn how to do roofing, learn how to do electrical work. Once you learn from somebody, you don't charge them no money, they'll be glad to show you all the trade. When you go there and say, I want to get paid for doing plumbing. Okay, they're going to teach you this much. But you say I'm working for free, they're going to give it all to you. So now when you get your own property, do your own thing, you can fix and save yourself crazy money. but you're still gonna have to deal with the county because at the end of the day, they want our land. They want what we got. They'll fine you. They'll put liens on you. They'll do everything they can to take your property because you 15 feet above sea level in Liberty City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talk about you running for, Florida House District or State Representative 109. Like, what made you want to run for State Representative?
What really pushed the button, because I've done a lot of things back and forth to Tallahassee. I'm no stranger to Tallahassee. I was there when they were trying to shut down all the inner city schools. I was on the NAAC bus. We went there. And at that time, our state senator was, she went to Miami Northwestern, red lady. God,
Cynthia Stafford?
Cynthia Stafford.
Yeah.
And I called her because I had her cell number. I say, this finna be on the flow, Cynthia Stafford. They shut down all the inner city schools. And she said, Broadway Harewood up there with you. I say, our school superintendent, she said, okay, let me get with him. I'm finna give him a letter for him to read on the floor so they don't shut down my Miami Northwestern. I said, boy, my mama gonna be happy to hear this here. You know what I'm saying? So I feel real good, you know what I'm saying? So that stopped them from shutting down all the inner city schools at that time. Mm-hmm. So once you get stuff like that rolling, then you go back and forth, then you go back. When, they were back again, my granddaughter said, hey, listen, they done stopped my coach from being able to help the kids out. Granddaddy, you got to do something about it. I got on the radio station and talked about it, to the point where Shelby Jones said, you know what? I can make this a law where there ain't got to be a problem no more. You can check the Miami Herald, Miami Times, before Shelby Jones picked it up. We as a community was pushing for that. It wasn't me by myself. The community was saying, hey, the community called the radio station and voiced their opinion. The community, gave me ideas. The community told me they got a press conference over here. So it was that. And I saw that happen. I'm like, okay, this good. So I'm working with a group called Beyond the Bars, helping people out in Tallahassee. And what we was trying to do is get a bill passed so when you do day labor or labor pool, if the company want to make you full-time, they can make you full-time. But the labor pool want to charge them an additional $3,000. So I'm in Tallahassee trying to get a bill passed so that don't happen. And what they end up doing, they turned it around and said, nah, it passed halfway, passed the center side. When they go to the other side, they like, nah, they ain't trying to hear that. I said, you know what? I ain't finna argue with y'all. I'll fill out the paperwork and I'll go to Tallahassee and I'll put it on the floor myself. I'm tired of begging for people. I'm tired of begging. Everybody should be sick and tired of being sick and tired. That's why everybody should vote. Somebody gave their life to give you the right to vote. If somebody gave you their life so you can have the right to vote, and then you say it's not important, hey, don't sit on the sideline and complain. If you ain't in the game, don't complain. I know for a fact what I've done, people can speak for it. This ain't no new thing. I've been giving away certificates to school crossing guards for 11 years in a row. And that's before I even thought about going to Tallahassee. And all you gotta do is look it up. I opened up my door to a young lady that was putting together programs to help people in my community. I won't call her name, but you know who she is. She ain't pay no rent. But I thought it was better to let this program keep going because somebody in my community gonna benefit from it. Yeah. And in my community, be a better community.
Yeah, I mean, people did to a certain degree. They had the tech classes, the coding classes on 18th. We got the documentary 18th and Counting on YouTube about it. So with that said, what are some of the things you fighting for? You wanna, that's your priorities once you go up there.
My priority is first to just listen to the people and hear they cry and find out what's most important to them. Because it's not about me. It's not about a title. It's about the community and being able to serve the community. That's what I want to do. I want to be a servant, but on a level where I can actually serve more than just pass you a plate of food. I've done that a long time and been doing that for quite some time. I want to do more to actually bring change. And I can't bring change unless I know exactly what they need. Once I know exactly what's most important to them, everybody keeps screaming about housing. No offense. I'd rather you get a real job and get your own business or have your own money. And then we'll talk about housing. I want you to have a bag first.
Yeah.
That's just where I mean, people, they need housing. Okay, well, if I give you a house and you can't pay for it,
yeah,
what good that is?
Yeah.
Enough of the up and down.
Yeah.
Let's get some solid ground.
I feel you. So that's what people been telling you a lot on the campaign trail, because y'all been campaigning. We in the middle of early voting and whatnot. So that's what people been telling you about, is like more so they want housing, but you look at it like, hey, before we can get you a house, you got to get you a job.
Exactly. I hear everybody keep screaming about the housing and make it affordable. And I do understand the significance of having something of your own. I do get that. But I want you to keep what you got. Because every year taxes come out, everybody go get a new car. But, as you look before the year come out, they ain't got that car no more. I'm tired of the roller coaster for my people. And if they don't get it, I'm going to put you in a position where you will have it. That's what I want to do. I want to put you in a position where you got yours. You ain't got to look over your shoulder at the rent man, because I done knocked on plenty doors. It's not a good feeling to have to come to somebody, that pushed them out because nobody showed them how to get an 850 credit score. I done had programs on 18th where I could show the people, this is what you need to do. Get this credit right. Then you ain't got to pay, $1,200 for a car when the person with 850 credit score only paying $500.
Yeah.
That's a lot of extra money going inside your household.
Yeah.
I want your kids to be straight so they don't take nothing from my kids.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you've been looking in this camera the whole interview, but I'm going to give you a 30-second pitch to tell the people why they need to vote for you, Broadway.
It's simple. If you're looking for change, I'm that guy. If you really want change, you got to change first. Change your mindset and say voting is important, because if I do my part, we all win. Thank you. Punch 107.
Tell them what you're running for.
I'm running for State Representative District 107. And I will be your next state representative.
109. You punch 107. You 109.
I'm running for 109. And I want you to punch 107. Send me to Tallahassee so I can continue to do what I've been doing my whole life.
Y'all heard it here first. Mr. Broadway, 18th Avenue. If you don't know, now you know. You know what I'm saying? You've been doing a lot of work in the community for a long time. If you haven't already, follow, like, and subscribe to Q&A Questions Need Answers on YouTube. We also on Instagram, Join Q&A. There's JOIN Q&A. Q&A, the actual letters. And Facebook is Q&A Questions Need Answers. So follow, like, and subscribe, and tune into the next episode. You'll see us. Peace.